it was a pretty big risk, but something in the back of my mind and our minds made us feel like it was something we had to do.
Miranda and Preston moved with their twin children from the U.S. to the Netherlands a few months ago. They are able to live here because Miranda's recently gained Dutch citizenship, and she discovered her dual citizenship by accident.
I was just doing some random search online. I'm kind of a computer nerd, so I'm online a lot. And yeah, I came across an article that was talking about citizenship and dual citizenship specifically. And I thought, wow, I've never heard that term. What is that? I think within an hour or two, I go to my husband, I think I'm a citizen. I think I'm actually a citizen of the Netherlands. And it seemed really too good to be true.
I think I was like, yeah, or I rolled over in bed. I was like, yeah, right,
right,
okay,
yeah.
whatever, good night.
And I'm like, no, I really think that we actually can move there.
Miranda's mother is Dutch, and because Miranda was born after the 1st of January 1985, she's entitled to a Dutch passport.
It was just almost meant to be. Like,
yeah.
If she was born 6 months earlier, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We just felt like, let's do it.
Yeah.
But for their friends and family, the decision to move to the Netherlands was a bit of a shock.
My parents and even grandparents, even friends seemed kind of against it, would say some negative things about the weather and anything they could think of. But then eventually when it came down to it, it was just that they were going to miss me and miss the kids. And
yeah.
A lot of people admitted that.
About 2 years went by before Miranda had her hands on her Dutch passport. But as soon as she had it, she and Preston gave up their jobs and began packing.
It was, of course, an exciting process, and everything was really overwhelming. But I felt like the second I got here that this was natural, that this was where we were supposed to be, way more in tune with our lifestyle.
Nothing happened that was like, oh my gosh, we shouldn't have done this. What are we doing here?
And the cultural differences?
That was something that we had kind of been worried about before and had heard, read some other stories, but that Dutch people can kind of be like this big kind of inclusive group.
Keeps
that
to themselves.
Kind of keeps to themselves, and it's a little bit more difficult for outsiders to get in. And I have found the opposite. I mean, we already have several Dutch friends who are just as welcoming as anybody else. So.
And liberal ideas about euthanasia, sex, and drugs?
While it's legal here, the majority of Dutch people don't even smoke marijuana.
They smoke it less than in America.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
much less. It's not nearly as exciting. And to be honest, I mean, that's something that was kind of exciting, just an exciting thought about the Netherlands. Wow, they legalize everything. But once we get here, it's like, it's couldn't be less of an issue. I mean, I don't think I know anybody who's actually smoking every day or anything like that.
The family doesn't need a car. Miranda's quite happy about that, and apparently, so are the children.
It's difficult because you have to drive everywhere. I have to load them up in the car. Things are much more spread out. And here, there are 50 different things we can do with them within walking distance. And so I feel like their lives are just immensely, different and being benefited by this move.
Nevertheless, Miranda and Preston don't think that everyone should up and move to the Netherlands.
Certain group of my friends where I'd say, this is the place for you. You would love it here. And then there's certain groups where I know they would just hate it.
Yeah, they want their SUVs and enormous houses, and that's something that's really important to them. And of course, you're not going to get that here.
Miranda and Preston say they'd like to continue living in the Netherlands for the indefinite future.
Anytime we're in a little bind with the language, or people have been so helpful and so nice, and it's been really a pleasant experience dealing with the Dutch.